contingent. Okay, there we are. So yes, I have an opportunity to review that guide to herbalism there. I am ready for goals. If any
Real
need to
quick,
be
uh,
added, replaced, anything. Yes, sir.
so looking through the document there, I'm
Hmm.
actually curious because when I was reading some of the um, was it the descriptions where it says where they're found, some of them mentioned seasons, which actually got me thinking, like, what season are we actually in Theros right now?
I
Would
have
you say?
really been gearing toward it being like late summer is kind of the feel that I have. It's not quite fall.
Okay.
Late summer feels about right. Um, because I keep having like bright sunny days and deciduous trees haven't started to color and stuff, so I feel like it's kind of on the
Makes
cusp
sense.
there. I actually, on that note, like I've never in my mind ever until just now, kind of epiphany style, pictured like Theros in winter.
How you are gonna how do you want to handle the gathering process? Offline or during game? Or?
That is up for Ari and Win to figure out. There are definitely things that can be found in the market. If you guys go out monster hunting and you see a colorful flower, you can pick it if you recognize it. If it's on the list, cool. I do want to have a little bit of agency in there to where you can find, like, I don't think I have blueberries on the list, and I don't know if blueberries are indigenous to Greece. Of course, it's not Greece, so I can add blueberries if I damn well please. But, like, if you find some blueberries, then you'll have to use your own ingenuity to be like, what effects can come from this? What kind of potions can I make from them? Like I mentioned, like the Skyrim style of, oh, I'm going to eat this and see what happens. Oh, that hurt. Well, if I refine that and put it into a drink, it'll really hurt.
Yeah, more of the common things that we would find in real life. Yeah, we can just assume is in Theros. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I didn't want to, like, the reason I made this separate from the other guide is because the other one, of course, is geared toward a medieval Europe kind of fantasy lean.
Right, right.
I was like, and again, because Ari and Win, you guys have probably heard, like, multiple sessions has shown an interest in getting recipes. And I was like, well, recipes require ingredients, so I have to consider that in the setting. So yeah, like most of that was already done. And then he had sent me the guide, and I was like, well, that's a nice structure. I think that kind of will tie it up. And honestly, like I could keep going. Like I said, blueberries on there,
Right.
or like figs. Like what about like basic fruits and stuff? I don't know.
I just put a list of the people I could think of from the last game in this one.
What do you mean by list of people? Sorry, I haven't
People
looked at
for
the
my
list.
character and people who are probably not for my character.
Oh, I will have to check that in a moment. I am curious as to how it parallels with my list because I did exactly that. But I went way back to session one, was nitpicking like, what are the positive and
This is me
negative
just kind of
reflections of
spitballing.
character? Yeah. Well, and that's exactly what you guys will be wanting to do once we get started is kind of figure out like where can we earn points for the defense or maybe where do we need to shore up negative aspects that the prosecutor will certainly use.
We're going to use your skills a lot, Avery.
You're a bard. Yeah.
Power of persuasion.
Yeah.
But
And you can take my guidance with that too, so you can get a D6 and a D4 on all these persuasion rolls.
but it has like been a minute. So he killed somebody, right?
I absolutely did.
Okay.
Oh, first thing we
Oh, did he kill him?
Murdered a guard who just showed up to help in cold blood.
First thing we should do is go to the docks and question and talk to the dock
The
workers
dock workers, yeah.
and find
Because,
out
yeah.
if this guy had conversations with the smuggler boss.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Avra, that drunk guy that hangs out at the docks. Yeah, he's at our base now. We're actually kind of housing him, and he's becoming one of our hands. He's like a janitor for our
Happy helper
little
person.
base that we have. We're trying to sober him up and clean him up, and in exchange he gave us some information about seeing some of the activity and down at the docks, and he says that dock workers, these guards patrol occasionally the docks at night. Not every night, but some nights. So kind of learned some information from him, and we have a new personality at our base.
Interesting.
Yeah, I should
Plus, you might
actually
be-
move the screen
you
over
might
to
be,
the Bastion page because that's Ever, have you seen Bastion?
The last time I saw it was blank, so we were like picking what rooms we wanted.
Aha.
plus he might be a good informant. He gets around town.
He gets around.
I mean, everybody
He gets
knows that at
around.
this point.
Demionos, the slutty. I'm not shaming, I'm just labeling without tone or judgment or conversation.
Just because the last bar said his name is Damianos the doorknob, because everybody gets a turn, has nothing to do with this.
Again, not shaming.
All right. Guess we should head toward the dock.
So let's see. Real quick, I didn't see anything posted up. No responses for goals.
No, I totally failed on my first goal. Do not damage any enemies. Although I do have to ask the question: if donating half my loot to a worthy cause is a worthy cause my potential, like getting the lawyer to get me out of jail? Is that a worthy cause?
Okay, so if I were to speak of it philosophically, the quick answer is yes, but it's a selfish and self-serving cause. So it's worthy, but it's not. I think that the spirit of that is more of a public benefit. Like donating to the temple to take care of all of the orphans you create. That would be.
You make it sound like it happens every game session. It's only like every few.
Yeah, well, you know. So yeah, there's the Bastion there. Let me slide over to the actual Bastion map there. Everybody
map's pretty dope.
Everybody has their own room. There are different areas that were pre-voted upon. There's a temple to Nylea. There's a smithy. There's a little library. You kind of have, because it's a guild hall and you guys will take commissions from people, there is like a general open area. And
Isn't
then
that this area down here?
Yep.
Okay, and this is the place where he's growing herbs the garden's over here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we
let's
need
see.
to hire.
I'll put these actually on the token layer. Everybody's
We need to hire a receptionist.
There was talk about the lawyer acquisition.
Oh, that's been paid for, so.
So shall we head to the docks and get this done?
Sure.
Well,
Sure, yeah.
if everyone would like to gather and discuss, Damianos is currently in your bathtub. Yes, your bathroom has a toilet and a tub.
Is that on the right side of the Bastion?
Yes, it is connected to the hallway by the rooms.
Oh, okay.
If you go 2 squares down and then...
Oh wait, no, that's Avra.
Yeah.
Hi.
Ah!
No,
Um,
that's the kitchen.
There you go.
Here he is.
Yeah.
Opposite Ava's room. This is the
Oh,
bathroom.
I see it now.
Are those guys still here?
They are not. I just have their tokens there and put them on the GM layer. They were there to discuss
Yeah, no.
the conditions of Armin's parole because he has been allowed, he hasn't been prosecuted yet, so he's free to move about and help craft his defense and stuff.
Oh yeah, when are the maps going to be finished?
The what's?
The maps.
Oh, that is a kind of a downtime thing. Ari and Wynn was working on maps and flyers, I believe. Or, well, she was going to purchase maps from a cartographer and then make up flyers representing the guild. I wouldn't necessarily say that that is the current priority, but again, you can do as you like, prioritize as you like.
Now, what I'm asking is, when will they be finished? I forgot what time you said.
That depends on if you're purchasing them from existing creations, they're already done. You just have to find them. If you are talking about making the flyers, that would be a downtime thing that we could explore if you engage in that.
All right.
Right now,
Okay,
essentially. So I think, yeah,
where-
Armin, you're currently in your room. The northernmost is Arian Winds, the middle one is Avra's, and then Kithian has a hammock in the courtyard area.
Yep.
And if you see peeking through the trees, there is a personal chest for items. Everybody has a chest and a bed, and then like a special shelf area. Like Avra has weapon or instrument shelves. Arian Wynn has a little potion station, and Armin has a weapon rack.
I mean, aside from clothing and a bed and a weapon rack, do I really need anything else?
I wanted to keep it basic, but I also wanted to leave it open for you guys to be like, hey, I want to add and insert this item
The one thing
here.
I don't see on here is the smithy, unless I'm missing.
You were already in the smithy. It was in the it's the upper leftmost corner of the bastion.
Oh, I thought that was potentially a temple to Nylea or something.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
the
you
front.
went upper left far enough. The temple to Nylea has a lot of green in it and like a book and stuff.
So this thing?
Yep, that's the smithy. You've got the
Okay.
forge. You've got a woodworking table, some
A
crafting
little anvil over
shelves.
here. It looks like
There's
it.
a little wheel, an anvil over here, and yep.
All right, cool.
Indeed.
And once we get Armin out of this, then we can start hiring some hirelings.
Indeed.
Once we get, some gold back. We paid a lot for the orator.
Yeah, we could get like hirelings to do the really small jobs, like helping farmers get their cart to wherever, stuff like that. That's not
Well,
in our privy.
yeah, and the bastion actions will inform what each area is capable of producing. Like your garden, I just found like a bunch of weird alien plants to stick in there. I figured it's a mystical world.
It really makes it pop as opposed to other things where you're like, oh, that's part of the courtyard. I'm like, no. You see the weird shit, it's the garden.
Yeah, definitely a contrast. I have heard the intro
The mushroom
theme enough
pink.
times there. What's that, sorry?
Therosian mushrooms. It's like, why is the mushroom pink? Therosian
Oh,
mushrooms. I mean, don't stop asking questions. Put it
Time
on the
is,
pizza, heat it up.
time is ticking, guys. Let's go to the doctor.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
We're going to the dock.
Lettuce leaf.
Like a tree?
Make like a tree and get out of here.
That's right.
Oh, what? Why was the Manticore? Was that taken?
I just don't think you copied it, but I don't think you removed it.
Well, I had it moved to the Bastion.
Yeah, because it's
I had
the
thought.
Manticore should be being cut up at the moment right now by the Minotaur folks.
That's why it's not in the Bastion. Okay. But I hadn't updated the docs page because you had gone there previously to acquire Damianos. Okay, let me then delete that. Okay, that's all updated then.
And the drunk's probably not there either.
No,
Well,
he
he's in
is.
our courtyard.
He's currently dirtying your bathtub and singing sea shanties a little bit too loud and slurred.
He's still on the map though.
Well, he's not on the map. He's like a picture next to the map, like decoration.
All
No,
right.
I see him actually on the map. He's below you.
Oh,
Oh, you're right. He is.
so he is.
There we go.
He's vanished. He's now a ninja.
There we go.
Avra was role playing the drunk. Look at me, I'm a drunk guy. Dur, 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 dur.
Is there anything else we have to recap before we start?
I mean, aside
So
from
that
this,
everyone's up to speed?
I was not let out necessarily on bail. They just said, like, you can't leave the city. Like, if I tried to go to a city gate, they would say, no, you can't go. But beyond that, I've been allowed to enable or help in my own defense.
Everett,
Yeah.
you're gonna take the lead here. We just need you to talk to as many dock workers as you can. See if you can find out if any of them saw that guard talking
Like
to
goes the crooked.
the leader of the smugglers.
Jason the Ruthless. That was the name I couldn't think of earlier.
Or if he was near the warehouse where the smugglers were a lot, or at night or whatever. Can you do that?
Yeah, okay.
So you're going to take the lead on it. We'll go along with you, and if you need us to chime in, we'll chime in.
You can take my guidance to make your rolls better.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I
adding
think
to the
also too, you
people.
guys had put up the gold. You wanted to speak to Ektos, the Silver Tongue, for your
No, we
Yeah,
did.
we
defense.
spoke to him. Yeah.
We hired him.
We talked.
Got
We
him
hired
hired.
him officially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that happening because there was a big staircase that led up to it. I didn't go all the way up, so I would be able to talk to people face to face rather than towering down looking at everybody.
Indeed.
Yeah. And we started like giving
Brainstorming
him like giving him things to write down.
names and stuff and people. And so I know he's going to be pursuing his own things to help us,
Yes.
but we're also trying to get other stuff to then provide to him as additional information.
Indeed.
So he's like the official lawyer?
He's the official lawyer, but
Okay.
since you have better stats when it comes to talking to people than probably any of us, that's why we're having you talk to the dock workers. And it's hard to look at a pretty girl and say, like, I don't know.
That's true. Approachability.
I don't see anybody on the map but us.
There is
I mean,
nobody
she's
on the
right.
map
It's
but
just
you.
us.
Yep.
No,
We'll start looking around now.
Just say what you're doing. That's all. The GM will take it from there.
Okay. Are the dock workers like there? Or
Yeah, there's probably hundreds of dock workers.
okay. I'm going to find somebody who like doesn't look like somebody who doesn't seem that important. If that sounds kind of mean, but
No, definitely finding somebody who's more nondescript, or like you're not looking for a supervisor, you're looking for more of a common common person.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
So yeah, there are definitely a handful of people milling about. You will see kind of where close to where Armin is, there's that little sub dock. There are some sailors who have taken a little bit of an early respite. They are currently eating and drinking amongst the bustle that is going on here in the harbor. This will be the
I'm
nearest.
just kind of I'm gonna kind of back up against one of the walls just so I can keep my friends in eyesight, but I'm not trying to block traffic or make a scene or anything.
Yeah, and I'll be over here so I can reach with my guidance without drawing attention to myself. I
Ah,
don't want anyone to like be turned off or like intimidated. So
fair.
And how long ago was the night that we're talking about? It's only been like a couple of days, right?
Well, it sounds like this was a thing that he's been doing for a long time. Like he's been
Okay.
working with the smugglers for a while. It was just, and correct me if I'm wrong, GM. I think it was the incident where we captured him at the smuggling thing happened. I want to say a week ago.
Yeah, that actually had occurred some time ago, roughly a week, if not more.
So
Because in
it would have
between
been
that,
in
you
the
guys
last
have
few
done
months,
other
I
stuff.
suspect, he's been working with the smugglers and had a lucrative operation going because he was their guy in the guard
And
unit.
and what's the guard's name again?
Can you paste that? I think it was like Klykos.
Klytos the Crooked.
Klytos the Cricket. Okay.
Bloop.
We just need
Why does it
witnesses.
keep making his name Calaman Soldier? That is so freaking annoying. I have changed that like 4 times.
We just need witnesses that are willing to testify.
And nothing about me, because everyone saw me tear his head off. I mean, there was at least an entire row of people on one side of the street that got a good look, because I didn't go very far into the alley. I just got him off the street, threatened him to decide that he didn't want to, threatened him to basically say, like, hey, leave us alone. And when he said, no, I'm going to get you, I just tore his head off when he wouldn't change his mind.
But we want them to speak at your trial, right?
Yeah.
On the fact that Klykos was crooked. He worked with smugglers. He did the thing. Because he's trying to, the opposition's going to make it seem like I murdered an innocent man.
Hmm.
And what I need them to see is I murdered a man who was crooked, and yet for some reason you guys just slapped him on the wrist and said, go about your day.
Right. But so you want me to ask them to speak at your trial, but you don't want me to mention you?
Right. They just need to say that the guard was crooked, he worked with crooked people. We saw him constantly helping smugglers get past the city watch.
Okay. Are we gonna like subpoena them? I'm confused on how they're getting to the trial if they don't know about the trial.
You will have to convince them to be at the forum in a couple days' time.
Yeah.
I can't offer them. We've used all of our money, basically, at least a couple of us, to buy the lawyer. So we put down 1,000 gold.
What's
to
your building?
purchase him.
yep.
What's your
All right.
building?
I got money.
All right.
What's
She
your
does.
building will help you? Which ability will help you? Because I could enhance your
Oh,
ability.
probably charisma.
Oh, charisma. Yeah.
All right. Let's see how this information works.
Transmutation.
Go.
So okay. So I have advantage on ability checks. So does that mean like if I roll like persuasion or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Okay, that's so cool. Thank you.
So now
And
you
then
have advantage
the
and a D4.
okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. That the guidance was a D4.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I don't think you're high enough level yet to do bardic inspiration on yourself.
Yeah, I don't think so because it says
I think it's level 8.
yeah, it says it specifically says that I inspire another creature.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, she's going to charm the hell out of these guys.
So yes,
Um,
the dock workers themselves, the sailors that are wiping their brows and enjoying a drink here.
Just be aware they're probably going to hit on you.
I mean, that would only add to the, hey, you want a date? All right. Show
They
up at the
have
trial.
Go to the forum in a couple days.
they have actually shown little interest, just because many different people pass through, whether they're tourists, whether they're fellow workers, whether they're guards on patrol. So they're really kind of just focused on their own respite. You don't see anybody who pays you any attention thus far.
Just come in. Get in
Well, I'm gonna walk up and sit down with them while they're eating.
You get a couple of raised eyebrows, but a man will scoot over a little bit and gesture, creating room for you there.
Right. I'm gonna pull out one of my rations and start eating with them. And hello, how are you guys doing?
The one who made room for you and gestured gives a slight nod. Good morning. Just another day. Got some shipments from the islands. Heavy crates, nets full of some of those exotic fruits they like up in the market. Been working hard. What about you? You don't
I'm
look
actually
like
looking for.
one of us.
Yeah, I'm actually looking for somebody. I believe he's around here sometimes. Is it Klydos or Klatos?
I've been saying Klatos,
Klatos.
but I'm terrible at pronunciation, so I could
I'm
have
gonna go with
even
whatever
though
you say.
I make the names. But yeah, it's EI, so I've been going Klatos.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually looking for Klatos. He hangs around here sometimes.
I don't think he works with our crew. And then he looks down the line, and a couple of the others there shake their heads.
Yeah, he doesn't work on the docks per se. He's actually a guard.
Oh, well, I can't say that we really pay much attention to the patrols. Long as we keep
Yeah.
our activities clean, they let us be and go about our work.
Sorry, can I pause and ask a question? Have we had a rest since like the last time that I was here?
Oh, definitely. You're all full on stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me reset that. I'm gonna describe Kratos' appearance. I don't necessarily remember what he looks like, but I'm gonna describe him and ask if he sounds familiar at all.
One of the other ones says, I remember seeing that guard. One with the green armor. Pretty unique. Usually on the night patrols, though.
Yeah, that sounds right. Have you seen him like talking to anybody? Maybe I could. Have you seen him talking to somebody? Maybe I could ask them where he is.
Well, like I said, we don't really engage with the guards unless we have to. Kind of trails off, avoids eye contact with you.
I mean,
after answering.
Are you sure? Can't you, like, you said that you've seen him, so surely you've seen him doing something or talking to someone.
I mean, sure, if the guards have purpose to talk to people, they do.
And I mean,
Can
surely you would notice.
Can you please roll for me your insight?
Yeah. 23.
You can tell he definitely got a little bit nervous. His body language changed as soon as you started pressing more about him specifically and who he talks to. The one who offered you to join hasn't really shown a change in his disposition, but this other guy definitely is holding back. You can tell that the name triggered a recognition, and you get a sense that he's holding back and not being particularly forthcoming.
I'm gonna make my presence kind of known from the other side. Like I was kind of staying back, but now I'm just gonna make my presence known from over here, just so they can see, some guy kind of with his muscles and like maybe a little bit more of like an intimidating presence that might cause them to start being a little bit more honest. Can I make an intimidation roll from over here?
You can, just by standing there and flexing at them, unless you get their attention and really purposefully flex, is a little bit tricky to be directly intimidating because you haven't engaged directly with them. Like they don't know that you're affiliated with Avra, if that makes sense.
Well, what you could do, you could walk over there and put your arms around them.
That's true. Yeah, I can do that. It seems like these guys need a bit more of a
And ask her if
um
she found out anything. Maybe that would intimidate.
yeah. So I'll walk over here to kind of back up Ava. That's a good idea. I'll just kind of put my arm around her and be like kind of like, are we getting anywhere over here? And kind of make dead eye contact with the one that's kind of tensing up a little bit.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, actually, this guy said that he's seen him. I'd really appreciate if you could think a little more, because and I like start to whisper, like, you really need to find him for a deal, if you get what I mean.
You can see
So,
that
yeah,
he's
we
getting
would
a
really
little bit
appreciate
tense.
that.
So let me have both with the sugar and sweet going on here. Avra, can you roll your persuasion? Don't forget the bonuses that have been given and the advantage. And then Kithian, if you'd like to add on to that by flexing with your intimidation.
Yes.
Make sure you click on your advantage.
Yeah,
You did.
I did. So 22.
No, I mean on top of your character sheet as it.
Ooh, nice
So-
Yeah,
intimidation.
it just looks different because I'm doing it from beyond, but I did roll with advantage.
Yeah, she did. I can see the stats.
It is rolling 2d20, keeping the highest one, and then adding bonus.
Yeah.
So he definitely starts to kind of go stiff, shrinks up, avoiding eye contact at the intimidation. The others that are sitting there, a couple of them are starting to casually stand up and look around and look like they want to awkwardly back out of exit scene left or stage left. They realize this has become kind of an interrogation more than a casual greeting, and they don't want anything to do with it. They're starting to taper off.
If they try to wander too far, Armin will casually shuffle a shoulder around so that it makes noise as it scrapes against the wall.
They're going to be a little bit wide-eyed at getting the attention and looking like they're trying to avoid their gaze while also looking at you. Kind of a simultaneous, like, oh, look at this guy. But we don't want to catch attention. The one that had offered Avra to sit is kind of giving sweet eyes to Kithian, like, ooh, who's your friend?
You get a date. You get a date. Everybody gets a date.
This was which one was this?
This was the one that had offered her to sit and join them, not the one who has been a little
Being
bit
shifty.
tight-lipped.
Okay.
But the one who he looked like he tensed up a little bit when you arrived and were getting flexy. But Avra's words, as soon as she kind of leaned in and whispered and was like, hey, kind of into it for a deal, like we're looking for him. Looked like he kind of eased a little bit, and seeing that the other ones go, looks like he's starting to stand up. Like, hey, maybe we can go somewhere more private to talk about that. And he awkwardly steals a glance at the other guy, but he's swooning, so he doesn't notice.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
We could bring him back to the Knicks watch.
He gestures off toward the distance and says,
Oh,
there's a couple little comfortable alcoves over there. Town drunk likes to hide out there. If he's not around,
You know the alley.
Yep,
Yeah, I don't think he's around.
the alley. He shrugs and says, well, sometimes he's caught snoring there at different hours. Let's take a quick peek over there.
I'd like to roll insight on that because I'm just a little shady, about getting led, somewhere, with
Of course, yeah.
I don't know, I'm a little jumpy with the possibility of some kind of ambush. So I just want to read it in his face if I can.
Yeah, go for it.
Don't worry, we're gonna follow a little behind.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's looking around, but he's looking at fellow dock workers and such. It looks like he doesn't want to necessarily be seen in the company of the group in the way of he's trying to be secretive. He's not giving off any kind of signals like he's aggressive, and he's not giving any hand signals like, hey, you guys over there, come and jump
Like
these.
he's trying to do this on the down low.
Like he's just kind of awkward in the situation is all. His posture is
Okay.
a little bit hunched, kind of has his eyes darting a little worriedly, as opposed to like a nefarious gleam.
Okay. Well, I guess as we walk, I'm just gonna still be more kind of conscious, about where we're walking, and I'm gonna kind of just peer into, any possible hiding spots that I see where people could jump out at us.
Of course. You're
I would
becoming
like
more
to-
and more familiar with this alley and these nooks as you visited a couple times prior, so
I just want to look at people looking at them.
So
And
there
see if I
are
notice
people
anybody-
who are, because you now have a little bit of an interesting kind of ragtag group. There are some passersby who steal a glance, whether at Kithian's flexing or
I think what I'm
down at
hoping for
Avra,
the
but
perception check is to notice the difference between people looking at them just kind of like, oh wow, weird, a satyr, and looking at them like, all right, what's going on?
yeah, go ahead
that
with
kind
that.
of difference. All right, normal roll. That's pretty good.
All right, so it is very casual, cursory glances. People are mostly concerned about going about their work, and satyrs are actually kind of common here in Data Harbor. Your innkeeper is one, prosecutor is one, but you haven't met them. So the only one who's really just watching intently is the original sailor who Avra had approached, and they're just kind of waving like, "Hey, leaving so soon, but we just met." And they're only paying attention to Kithy, and they don't care about Avra anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna nonchalantly at distance follow.
I'm going to act like I'm just part of the architecture. I'm not really going to try to stand out. I'm just going to lean against the wall, not move.
Yeah, the most that will happen is once people realize you're not a statue, like when you breathe or snort or anything, they'll kind of like be a little bit surprised and then looked up and be surprised again, because even if you're like happy and smiling, you cast an intimidating figure. That's
Yeah,
just
when it's
by
7.5
nature of being
foot-
a minotaur and towering over everyone else.
Yeah, 7.5 or 7.25 feet tall, and they smile at you. You're not sure what's about to happen. It's just like this could go 5 different ways.
Am I dinner? Am I a friend? What's going on?
Am I a date? All the options could be exciting or terrifying. It's hard to tell which one.
Indeed. Depends on personal preference too. So upon reaching the alley, the sailor will kind of be looking about and he'll say, "Oh, this will do over here. So you're looking to cast some kind of deal with Klatos?"
Yes, yes. Do you?
Well, word
I would try to
is,
make it
go ahead.
seem like I'm like trying to be sly. Like I don't completely trust him. Like,
Hmm.
do you understand what I mean?
Says, yes, of course. I can be discreet. Word is that uh, Jason's operation got taken down. Some kind of would-be do-gooders in the city. A lot of different tales about that. He points at the wall. Uh, it's been cleaned since, but you might be able to see a little bit of the stain. Whoever the people were very ruthless. Wrote a message in blood over there, but, well, Kletos actually hasn't been seen a couple nights. Might be laying low since the gang went under. He kind of looks around again, making sure nobody's looking, watching, coming over. Thing is, well, I had a friend started to work with the gang smuggling operation. Kletos really kind of got blackmailed into his situation. He accidentally stumbled upon it and got threatened to cooperate with them. I don't know if Jason and his operation have been taken down. I don't know how cooperative he may be, engage in other kind of black market business. Then he kind of shrugs. I don't know many details. My friend tried to get me to join, and I wouldn't have it. I got kids at home. I can't risk my neck. I'm an honest laborer. I'd rather be out on the waves than in a cell.
Would your friend have more information?
I haven't seen him since the operation went down. Uh, Word is they were pretty brutally hacked into pieces. They had a building nearby. I was never shown where it was. He gestures toward the wall. Uh, what they say is true. That was any indication. Whatever barbarians took him out were probably pretty thorough. I don't even know if I'd be able to recognize him if I saw him in the pile. See a little bit of a distant look to his face. You see the profound loss, the regret. But you make your choices. I can still enjoy the seas. If he was killed or arrested in that operation, well, he brought that on himself. He shakes his head, a little bit forlorn, casting his eyes to the ground.
We just need him to tell that story to the forum.
He shrugs. Like I said, I haven't seen him in a while. Once he started hanging out with them, we started going to different bars and hanging out with different crowds. My fear is that if he was with the operation, chances are he's already into the Knicks on his way to the underworld.
Are you guys going to say anything?
What?
He knows about the blackmail, so he couldn't testify in the court. That's what we need.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think
Yeah.
of the best way to get him there.
Can I please have anyone who would like to roll insight?
go. Let's go.
Kaboom.
Oh wow, 20.
Rar, Dragon eat your dice.
Yes.
Not bad there from Kithian.
I'm paying attention to other shit.
Rocks are not tasty. So, Kithian, what you will realize is that if he is pressed in testimony, Ari and Wynn, same thing. You'll both kind of come to this realization, even share a glance of understanding. His testimony would actually, if pressed in the right way, paint Klatos as less crooked and more an unwilling participant. That will paint him more in a sympathetic victim light than it is a perpetrator of evil deserving of murder. Avra, you realize if the prosecution could find this guy, that could be very detrimental to Armin's case. You may want to convince him to lay low and not participate, lest that testimony. Now, again, this is witness tampering, but in ancient Greece, they really didn't have anything like that. It's not so advanced that that's even a term that they would really use. You just know morally, like where you're standing, like, honestly, from what you've heard, it sounds like Klatos maybe wasn't as crooked or was kind of forced in a, like, backed into a corner, damned if you do or don't situation. You know, too, that he had a kid to look after, so it's becoming a little bit convoluted. But ultimately, if he is left to be found, because you guys found him pretty quickly and easily, um, chances are the prosecution is not going to be as muscly and intimidating as Kithian, but they may have powers of persuasion. Yeah, they could be potentially a witness that doesn't favor your side of the argument.
It doesn't matter if he was blackmailed because he didn't do anything about it. He could have had guards protecting his family, and he could have went after them. So being blackmailed is not an excuse.
Yeah, but you have to think about like the jury or the judge or whatever.
Yeah, so
And like
just to
people tend to
zoom
be
out, when it comes to like the Greek forum, like there's not a judge. It is purely a vote by the jury, which in some cases had hundreds of people. In this case, less so, but a large jury. The prosecution side and the defensive side will both be able to enter pleas and arguments. Testimony can be presented by others on the behalf of either side, but it is an evidence as well. I don't want to say that evidence doesn't matter because it definitely does. A good orator has to convince that jury that it matters more than the emotional pleas being presented.
Yeah.
This guy is going to, if in the jury situation, is going to be an emotional plea on the side of the prosecution that Klatos is a figure to be cast as tragic and a victim of everything rather than a perpetrator, which makes murder more guilt than justice, if that makes sense.
okay. Look, dude, you seem like a decent guy. So I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't actually want to make a deal with Klatos. I also don't want anything to do with this smuggling ring. And it seems like you have a good head on your shoulders and you care about your kids. So I think that you should stay as far away from this as possible. And other people are going to come asking about this. And I want you to think about what might happen if the smuggling ring finds out that you said anything.
Can you
Keep your mouth
please
shut.
roll your persuasion?
Yes.
You
Ava
still
is
have
good.
you still have all of
Yeah.
your bonuses and advantage and stuff. Holy wow.
Ooh.
28.
28. Let's go.
Says,
You don't want to take the 2? Oh wait,
No,
that
no,
was
it's just
before.
that's your yeah.
That's right.
says, well, I don't want any harm to come to myself, and by way of that to my family. I'm definitely adept at surviving the storms on the seas. It's where my nickname comes from. But if there's some kind of, like, you're asking about guards and the smuggling ring, if you guys are some kind of agents of justice or something, you are right. I absolutely don't want to be involved. What do you recommend I do to stay out of it? You said others are going to come asking about this too? Like, I have to go
Others,
back to work here soon. I can't exactly hide in a dark tavern corner somewhere indefinitely. I got
go
bills to
back to
pay.
work if you must. Just just keep quiet. I
Are you
think,
getting?
like, especially, ideally the smuggling ring, won't be going on much longer. But if they do, and somebody sees that somebody tried to talk to you and you didn't give them anything, that works for you. So just do your day to day. But if somebody else comes asking, you don't know anything.
Or if you'd like I don't know if you're getting tired of your work here down at the docks, but we're an adventurers guild, and we have a nice solid new base that we just put up, and we're actually looking for more workers for a variety of different positions that could cater to your strengths, and we could give you a solid wage, room and board for you and your family, and protection from a group of adventurers against any threats that could come to you or your family.
That sounds almost too good to be true. Uh, I have to say, my first love, of course, is Thassa's bounty. I I'm not ready to retire from the sea. How often, if ever, are you guys in need of a boat hand?
Pretty often we have to travel to places.
Gah! I thought that was a statue.
Hi. And then he leans back against the wall. So maybe you could be the boat we take out all the time, and we'll just keep you on retainer.
Oh, I don't have a boat of my own. I work for Xanth.
Then we'll hire Xanth to take us places, and you'll just be the boat hand that put in a good word for us.
She might be glad for that.
Or if you have any other skills, we could pay you 25 gold pieces a month and make it worth your while to make the transition.
See the eyes widen, mouth kind of drops a little bit.
Yeah, everyone's gonna stop. We have a group of adventurers she's talking
Says, that's over double my current salary. What would you
Oh,
have me do? Like, nothing criminal, I hope. Like I said, I
I
don't
don't
want to
know.
be involved in anything where I or my family could be put in danger, or
Well, no,
or
he'll lean his head up around the corner. Um, we have a smithy. We have a garden. I don't know if your wife does gardening. We would use nets and some various. Are you good at repairing things on the ship? Just out of curiosity.
of course.
Then what about household maintenance? Or 25 gold a month sound good?
I mean, pretty easily, I reckon.
about. And we might
Uh,
get smaller jobs that we don't need the adventurers to go out to do, that we could give
Yeah,
the job.
maybe if we needed supplies picked up, like you guys got to get the fruits and the wine and stuff like that, and you would be the person that would go out and take care of that. We'd give you the money, you'd go pick it up and bring it back to the place. Like general household stuff.
Well, speaking on my wife's behalf, I mean, I can't say that she would agree. I can't speak for her. Boy, would I be in for it if I did, but I mean, she actually is pretty handy with growing things.
Well,
Has pretty good green thumb.
I could give your wife a job helping me gather herbs.
We have an herb garden.
Because I dabble in alchemism and herbalism, so I could use your wife to help me gather.
Your wife could learn alchemy. That could be an interesting trade craft.
She's at times shown a little bit of an interest in that. I mean, right now she just grows a couple simple things that, I mean, she doesn't even have her own market stand. She sells to a lady in the market that then gives her a little piece once her goods are sold. So you see, he's kind of stammering. He's kind of thinking about the proposition like, well, there are pros here, but I can't commit.
What if the two of you came on board for, say, 40 gold a month?
Yeah, I could train her in herbalism.
You'd get 20, she'd get 20. Why don't you talk to your wife about it and meet us at the next watch?
We kind of tell them where it is, and we also have a library. So if you and your wife are studious, and as your kids are growing up, that could be an opportunity for them to learn and receive some kind of education, learn to read. Even I don't know where your kids are at with that, but it's
actually
else we
myself and the missus actually are illiterate ourselves, but our oldest boy, he has a way with the words.
We'll be happy to help. We could teach the both of you to read as well, so you can read with your kids.
And if your kids are into the musical stuff,
Abra's a bard.
Good with instruments.
This is all, I mean, a bit overwhelming. I'll have to take this back to the missus, and she would likely want to check the place out. You said
all we're asking
the
you to do is keep your mouth shut.
What is that?
It's the Adventurers Guild that we started.
He shakes his head. You can tell he's never heard of it. He's not familiar.
Yeah, just think about it.
Literally the first person that you've told about the Nix Watch besides those who helped fund and create it. You guys don't have a reputation yet. Okay.
It's like, so our backers are Eudicleos the Wealthy and Lord Thales.
Yeah, just take your time.
Those are noblemen?
Yes.
Okay.
Just think it over with your wife and talk about it and get back.
And I described the bend in the, because there's that little inlet when you look at the big map where we pointed out where our house was going to be. And I'm like, you know where that inlet is? And he describes it where how it narrows before it gets into that circular portion of the inner. Because number 9 is the Nix Watch. I'm like, you remember where that inlet is before you get to the bridge where you get into the inner docks? And then there's a big long ramp on the one side that leads up. You remember that kind of a light peach colored house with the white columns and stuff? That's ours.
Oh, yeah. Not a bad
location.
A
dock guy's got to know dock stuff.
Can still smell the ocean from there. Of course, a lot of us look a little bit longingly sometimes at those houses in that area.
Well, how about having your family live there and then...
Now, out of game, you guys don't have room for housing other people, but you certainly could expand as such.
We'll put money to expanding it for like a barracks or something.
Yeah, but he would also like have his own home in town, so he could always go home after work, him and the missus. Like, that's not a problem.
But they could spend it. That's true. But during the day, they could like bring the kids, let the kids run in through the library and learn stuff, and their boy could probably teach them how to read. Well, as long as they clean it up, I don't care.
We could buy a boat just for general, at some point, just for general being out on the sea to cater to, any of our employees' love for the sea. Hey, you can just go for a
little sailboat. Have a good time.
Okay, guys, that's not overwhelming. It's like you could go ahead and talk over your wife. Take your time.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get back to work, and he looks down at Avra. I will do my best to avoid any kind of talk about the smugglers or the
Yeah, you just
guard
don't know
who's
anything.
missing. He nods and says, "Well, if there's nothing else, I'll get back to work and I'll talk to the missus. Try to find our way back up to this Nix Watch within the next few days." He's looking questioningly at everyone.
Sounds good.
It was nice meeting you, and hopefully to meet your wife.
Incidentally, since you mentioned the drunk, we also gave him a place to stay too. He's the janitor now.
Oh,
Damianos?
you sure you trust the likes of him to keep things clean? Only thing he
He's
can
getting
keep
sober.
clean is a bottle, because he empties it and
Well,
makes sure there's nothing left in it.
we're working on it. But everybody
Well-
deserves a second shot.
He took a bath this morning.
He did
We're
indeed.
cleaning him up.
That has to be the first one he's taken in years. And he kind of sneers.
Probably.
You can tell.
Yeah, I saw
no
the tub
roll
afterwards.
required.
Yeah.
He definitely looks unimpressed at the mention of his name.
All right, guys, let's continue what we're doing.
All right. Well,
Okay.
I appreciate your time. Have a good day.
Yeah. Thank you for the offer and for the warning. Gives a nod and kind of awkwardly shuffles past and keeps eye contact, and then you can see once he makes it past you guys out to the regular thoroughfare there, he's kind of picks up his pace to get back to work.
Leave him alone. Let him do his thing. And we start, I guess, moving down. I'll become a statue at another spot down. I know you're not going to move the map because it doesn't go anywhere, but like we'll go find another dock to work on and try to find somebody who might know something about Klydos.
Did we get all the information about him that we can get down here, though? I wonder.
Information is not what we're after. We need a witness that would testify.
Because, well, here's the thing. We had a witness that could testify, but it just wouldn't have gone our way. Like,
No,
it would have.
we need a witness that doesn't know about the blackmail, and that way they would testify that he was talking to Johnson or Jason.
Maybe is there somebody who? Maybe we can find somebody who doesn't like Klydos. Like
There's
if he's a
bound to be
guard,
somebody.
yeah, if he's a guard who's here very often and he's a crooked one, willing or unwilling, he's bound to like annoy some people, and those people might not know or care if he's been blackmailed.
It'd be better if they didn't know he was blackmailed and saw him talking with Jason.
Like sometimes you just have to be an asshole and someone's willing to go like, oh yeah, no, I'll tell you about him. Yeah, he's a dick. Because honestly, I heard the blackmail thing and I didn't care. I'm like, you make your choices, and like you said, he could have involved the guards or his superiors and figured out a way to get around it, but he didn't.
Let's go talk to some more dock workers so we get this moving.
Okay.
Can I have everyone please roll their insight?
$24.
Ah,
I am very good at being a statue.
rocks are crunchy.
Yes, they are.
So, Kithian, being out of everyone present, you're the most familiar with more metropolitan areas. The best place to loosen a sailor's tongue is the tavern after work. The
Yeah.
party,
Makes sense.
now, you don't know this because you're new to the group, but should you share that insight, the party is very familiar with a man named Galakis who runs a tavern down here on the harbor front. Has a pretty good rapport with him, and that might be a way to go.
Kitchen,
Arianwen, your piece of insight, because you rolled so high there, I just like to add, sometimes people are terrible at introductions. I myself am because I come from a small town and I assume everybody knows each other. Um, I was only going to give this information if somebody got high enough. There you go. Nobody asked his name, but there you go. He even referenced having a nickname. Nobody took the bait, but there you go. For future reference, the sailor that you just spoke with. Um, Out of game, I haven't created his wife yet. I will call her Daphne. There you go.
Yeah, that would help me out a lot if they did join, and then I could train her and she could help me gather
Yeah.
stuff.
So I'll go ahead and kind of share what I'm thinking with the rest of the party. And like, wouldn't a good spot to loosen a sailor's tongue be a tavern?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Workos! There's a bar. Come with me.
Are we getting into like kind of late afternoon at this point, do you think? In the day?
You're hitting close to noon. It's starting to turn over. I would definitely not call it late afternoon. I would call it just past noon-ish
Like maybe
at
1
this
p.m.
point.
So would it be a little too early to go over there now? Should we put that on the to-do list like, like dinner time kind of thing?
No. Now's great because it's probably not busy, and we can talk to Galacnos. And if he knows somebody who knows somebody who knows the person we're looking for, he can tell us, and we can wait.
Okay.
And Armin looks. It's weird for someone taller than you to look sheepish, but he does. And he's like, "I'm hungry."
Yeah, Kithian's probably getting hungry at this point too.
Can confirm everybody's starting to feel that, especially too when you saw that the soldiers were eating, like you started to feel that pang, but you had other priorities. And now the mention of like a tavern, like, oh, they serve food and stuff. So
Yeah, because I
part
think
of
we're out of
your,
figs.
yeah, absolutely by now. So part of Kithian's insight, yes, at this time of day, you wouldn't be able to probably find the actual sailors who have information, but you might be able to get something from the tavern owner. Again, maybe, but that is essentially kind of what would be available if you wanted to check him out.
Got
Yeah, it's the one over here.
Yeah.
He's literally on the other side of the bay from, or the harbor from our house. So
Yeah, I
we're
would
9,
say,
he's 1.
yeah, I would say you guys are, well, one is kind of the whole harbor front area. He's a little bit recessed in from the docks. You guys are actually on that dock front down there, like that main first one.
Oh yeah, then I'm just like, follow me. It's right over here. It's gonna be a couple minutes, like some grains
Yeah.
of sand. You won't even notice it.
Couple few blocks away. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're heading toward the tavern.
All right, perfect. Well, you will be, a few of you anyway, will be recognized by Galactus when you enter. Of course, this time of day, there are some patrons milling about, but it is rather quiet. Since you guys have been here during the day before, this is pretty regular. I don't know that you guys have actually visited when it's super full and raucous. I don't think you've actually paid a night visit.
Been in the morning, definitely been in the afternoon. I
Yeah,
don't think any of the previous games had us in at nighttime.
I don't think so, no. Anyway, you'll see Galactus there, a proud Triton, a little bit aged, retired. He used to be an adventurer before he took a harpoon to the knee, of course.
I wave.
And before introductions are made, I would like to offer, just since we're kind of at a transitional point here and about equally halfway through, it's a good time to take a bio break, refill coffees, use restrooms, etc. If and
I'll
y'all
go grab a
would
soda
like to
real quick.
dive into a quick break there, we can reconvene here in just a matter of minutes.
Okay, see everybody in a few.
All right,
All right.
perfect. See you back shortly. I am back audibly. I am refilling coffee.
I'm here. Man, this murder's taking a lot of time out of our dealing with the adventurers guild.
Yes, legal complications can definitely throw a wrench into the best laid plans of mice and men.
Because we need some business.
You will definitely want to increase your coffers as a fair amount of money is being spent out now and promises being made of wages and the like.
And Armin, no more murder.
You could kind of put a damper on your creating of orphans. That would be great. I just want more friends like me.
Yeah, we don't want a bad rep for the adventurers guild either. Yeah, all the good stuff we did, one bad thing could bring it all down.
Well, sorry about that.
No more murder for you, all right?
As long as they don't threaten your lives, I will probably not murder somebody.
I think we could protect ourselves.
Sorry, Josh. I don't know why, but it seems like my go-to is just to have all the NPCs work for us.
No, that's totally cool. I'm
Oh,
all about it.
We need NPCs to do little jobs that we don't need to be doing.
That's true. There can actually be a story behind bringing these people in.
There is now.
Yeah.
There certainly is.
If we got a job that had some wolves messing with a farm, we don't need to do that. We'll send some NPCs.
People ask, how did you gather your crew? Yeah, bribes.
Those are not bribes. It's would you
They're
like to
kind
make
of
double your
bribes in a
salary?
way. I mean, The motivation is kind of bribery. I'll be honest with you, but
I'm
Only
not
in
going to
modern day
disagree.
context.
for them.
It's
Yeah,
an indirect bribe.
it is an indirect bribe, but we are actually doing good things for them too. We're making it worth their while.
Yeah, the wife could help me out a lot. It takes a lot of effort to gather ingredients and stuff. And
Yeah, and the place.
if she's
Yeah.
interested in that, it would be good help for me.
Just remember how the path to the underworld is paved.
In stone or blood, mostly blood.
Yeah, the place could also use a woman's touch while the party is away.
And she'll be able to hide the liquor so that Damianos can't find it.
You know what? That's true. She'll help keep him accountable.
Like, why is there no liquor? I don't know. It was gone. It was here last night. Armin must drink a lot.
What happened to my good cooking wines? Says the unnamed, unhired chef.
Mm-hmm.
And if she's not interested in hers, we need a receptionist to meet our client.
Yeah, great. Well, we need to get clients first, but after we get this trial situation taken care of.
Are you kidding? This story's going to be around forever. Like, he killed a guard and got away with it. Don't fuck with them.
Now, I was supposed to be working on the flyers, but Armin,
Look, it's the same thing I told my wife when we got married. Life with me will never be boring. And 10 years later, she just looked at me and said, you know, if you want a boring day every now and then, feel free.
we should stay here till night time. Just have some drinks. Wait till the crowd comes in.
Sorry, I'm back.
That'll come back.
And I'll re-strengthen Ava's charisma at night time.
Yeah, you'll probably need Kithian to help you out again with that blessing, because I know it's
Yeah.
hours.
It's so helpful.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it?
it lasts an hour, but I have to concentrate.
Well, you won't need much in the way of extra tactics because Galakis, who is dutifully wiping his counter as all good bartenders do in perpetuity, will greet you with a nod. He is now, probably in this town, the closest you could say is an old friend. Old in air quotes because you haven't been here that long, but
Yeah.
So how's business going?
quite fine, my lady. Who might you be?
My name's Erwin.
Ah,
I joined this little band not too long.
well,
Found
you're
her on
in
one of our
good
island
company.
shots.
Ah, yes. You know, Captain Leo was asking after you. Last she knew, you were still held captive by the sirens. Kind of gestures
Yeah.
at Armin.
Well,
Because if you recall,
Gala-
Armin did not return with the boat to Data Harbor. He made his way back later.
Yep.
He's fine now. Well,
You know, funny story. By the time I got back, and then we saved that one town from the werewolf, and spirits haunting the dead around another area, and then saved the child and got her to a druid because her parents had been murdered. We got back here and then ran across a corrupt guard. Have you heard anything about a guard named Klykos?
Kinda rings a bell. The guards usually don't frequent this establishment. They have a favored place up the road. Usually
Which
it's
one?
the common folk that tend to frequent here.
He's been working with the smugglers. Know any dock workers that might?
Word on the street is that there was some kind of smuggling operation going on, but last I heard that had been cleaned up. A little bit brutally, as the rumors say, but effectively, I reckon.
Well, there was a lot of smugglers. And they tend to, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Have vengeance if they think they can get back at somebody because they think they have all the numbers and can make whatever rules they want.
Ah, yes. And rats tend to breed at quite a frequency.
Mm-hmm. Brown here that might have seen Lycos working with that operation?
Well, if anyone were to be tied into it, or even an outside party aware of it, probably wouldn't see them till later this evening once the sun goes down and things settle down out there on the docks.
You might we hang out and I mean, frankly, I'm hungry. But let Avra know when you think that person might be a good person to talk to.
Oh, I wouldn't necessarily be able to point anyone out, but long as you're paying, not loitering, welcome to hang out.
Armin turns to Avra. Think you can buy me lunch and dinner?
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you. If you ever want to get out of a crowd, just let me know. I'll put you on my shoulder.
How much money did everybody have to give up for the lawyer?
I gave almost 500 gold. It was very close to that number, but it's more
Yeah.
like 480.
Same here. So I have 18 gold, which is probably more than you have, Brian. But it's I can make it work until we start gathering up some jobs.
I have a single gold piece, and then I am super broke.
Galactus is
Can I?
wiping out a mug while he listens in, and he says, I had somebody who was playing tunes here," and he looks down at Avra, who I don't mean to force it, but I feel like her instruments, or at least one instrument, might be displayed on her person.
Yeah.
So if you're a fair hand with that, could certainly earn some tips, and I could call meals and drinks on the house, so long as you're performing for the crowd. Wouldn't need you to start until the sun starts to go down. If you'll pardon my eavesdropping,
Also,
but that might be a way to earn some coin. I do apologize, I don't have any work for you. Hopefully, Thales is taking good care of you, though, in that regard.
He absolutely is.
yeah, and
Good
I
here.
can definitely play. But can I take a half of my loot and redistribute it throughout the party because I have over 600 gold.
Oh, wow,
So, like,
hoarding much.
and and question: would redistributing half of my loot count as a worthy cause?
I don't know if you were here for the previous inquiry exactly about that. Um, I believe the spirit of that goal is more toward like a general public servitude than it is gratification for a few or selfish motives.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some gold to get the maps
Alright.
down
Well,
here.
I'll do it anyways. So everybody can have 100 gold.
Oh, wow.
Good lord. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
That'll help a lot.
Thank you.
I'm still richer than all of you though, so
You are totally correct.
In a roundabout way, okay, so if I allow for you to get that inspiration for fulfilling that goal, then I have to allow the same for Armin. Just
It's fine.
because,
I'm
like,
gonna do it whether I get the goal or not. It's fine.
for the sake of things, I will allow both of you to complete that goal because, in a roundabout way, like, eventually, should Armin be found not guilty and be free, your Adventurers Guild will definitely contribute to the well being of the city. So, eventually, I suppose it's a worthy cause. Plus, as Arianwin has pointed out, winning this case is also crucial to the reputation of the Nyxborn.
Very much.
Be difficult to get clients or perform jobs that help the people if the people don't trust you and won't come to you for that aid.
Well,
Yeah,
I would think
so
it would
I've
also
heard,
be useful for the games because we're trying to make those pop off. And if one of the chief athletes they might have is on trial for murder.
can I ask a potentially dumb question? I've heard you guys say Nyxborn a couple of times, and I've kind of gathered what it is. But is this something that happened last session, or
Oh,
did I
sorry.
just miss it in an earlier session?
I meant to say Nyx Watch. Nyxborn is an actual trait.
Sorry,
Nyx
Nyx
Watch.
Yeah.
And that's my bad if I said Nyxborn because it's a pre-existing thing
No,
that predates.
Avra is Nyxborn, so I might have just said
Exactly,
it.
yeah.
Um,
The Nyx Watch is the name that the group chose for themselves, for the Adventurers Guild,
Okay.
etc. Yeah.
That's what I gathered. I just wanted to make sure. And did this happen last session, or did I just like completely miss it in an earlier one?
I think so. I think that happened with the reveal of the Bastion, and I always like to have like
Yeah.
the group have a
We settled on
superhero
that.
name and stuff like that.
Okay, a solid name.
Yeah, there is a folder now under the party scrolls labeled Bastion, and there is the Nyx Watch itself. There's also a handout for positions to hire, where you've got some options for janitors and receptionists and the like, chef, blacksmith, gardener, library keeper, temple keeper. Now, you are fulfilling a couple of those roles. It sounds like Demianos is going to be your janitor. Uh, what was her name? I just gave it. Daphne, probably going to be your gardener. But there are other hires in there that you can consider in that handout. And then the Nyx Watch is the actual Bastion character sheet. So you can see what places you have. You guys are welcome to rename stuff. I called like the kitchen DOS barbecue and stuff like that. Please do rename that for your own liking.
Cool.
I called the garden where the red fern grows. That might be
Nice.
That's such a sad movie. No.
so.
It is
I
very
actually
sad.
I wasn't sure if that might have been before your time, and it is very sad. And I thought that when I wrote it, and I was like, oh, but it had to stick anyway. Yeah, you guys are welcome to rename all of your places, but you'll see what orders are available and what those details are, the benefits and stuff of
I have no problem with the
all
name
those
sticking.
places.
I have only one request about it.
Yeah.
Give us an actual red fern.
That actually, gosh, what an oversight on my part to not actually stick a red fern in the Bastion. There's kind of I don't know if now this is an out of game thing. I don't know if the Dungeon Alchemist has a red fern. There are reddish flowers in there, or a reddish flower. I think those are other ones are mushrooms, but yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I see it.
Anyway,
I just figured like we'll leave the name. Just give us a plant that makes it work.
well, that means that. Never mind what that means. Let's see.
Like I don't even care about the context of the name. I just want if our garden's named the Red Fern. Words
Yes,
are hard.
There are a lot of them. Don't worry, I struggle myself.
If we have that name, I just want a plant in there that doesn't have to have any mystical powers. Just it's a red fern.
As is befitting the namesake.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. But yeah, so if you guys would like, you can stay until nightfall and the crowd shows up a little bit thicker. You're welcome to leave and come back if such is your purview.
I'll stay because it's a public place and it'll be hard for someone to say, like, why is Shaw here? I'm like, he's been in a bar the entire night. Talk to the bartender.
Yeah, Avra has promised to perform this evening.
I have a question about that actually.
Go
So
for
my special loot, can I just like play that normally, or is it every time I play it I'm casting a spell?
Yeah, you can play it normally. You have to go out of your way to activate it to cast the spell.
Okay, then that's what I'll do later, is play my loot.
Well, that's what bards do, actually.
Yeah. Well, I also have a flute.
Is multi-talented.
If
Yeah,
you
I
could
can
set
play
up, could you set
5
up like
instruments.
a neck piece, kind of like that harmonica thing, and then you could play your lute and the flute at the same time? I understand you wouldn't necessarily be able to hit all of the flute holes if your hands are strumming, but you could come up with a
I
contraption
do
to
have a
where
question.
like a multi one-man band kind of a thing going on, or one woman, sorry. Yes, sir.
We are getting the manticore stripped down and like things made out of it.
Yeah.
Potentially, I'd have to go talk to somebody real quick, and I might be willing to do that for most of the afternoon. If they can take the skull and strap some rawhide around it, and then maybe I can use it as a drum, and we can make a traveling band, and I could be the drummer.
So, as I've stated before, with every campaign, it is my dream to have the party be a traveling band of sorts. Travel the
I
Swiss
will learn
Alps.
how to do it and get the skill proficiency.
I'm proficient in drums, so I can teach you.
There you go.
Sweet, we're done. Let's go. All right, I'm going to use my afternoon to go talk to the Minotaur to see if the skull, once they remove the thing and make my cloak and all that other jazz, because we talked about that already, if they can take the skull and turn it into a rawhide covered drum, so that way it looks like an upside down manticore's head as a drum that I use.
Yeah, so I won't make you arduously, painstakingly play that out. That is a simple request that can be fulfilled. If that's all that you wanted to check in with, it will add a little bit more time to their preparation. But after
totes. And
you're,
I realize this might extend that time like an extra day or two. And he's fine.
yes.
Like, would 10 gold cover it? Because I've got 10 gold for you, kind of thing. Like,
Also get the stinger of the manticore.
oh yeah, we're getting a bunch of things because I'm gonna try to make a dagger with the stinger later.
No, I need it for
Oh, you need to. Well, then I just won't make a dagger with it. That's fine. There's other things I can work with, like
If
fangs.
you need a dagger, I have 3.
Oh, I was just gonna try to make something out of like a monster material to see if I can make some badass dagger that had a story behind it and things, and that was it. I mean, frankly, my most effective weapon has actually been Eklekios, the wine merchant. I critted with Eklekios on another thug and just slaughtered him.
And nearly killed him.
So it's been my dream for so long to pick up one son of a bitch and then beat another one with it. And I managed to do that in the game. I picked up the wine merchant. I beat one of the guys trying to kill us with a scimitar. And I critted with the wine merchant. It was the most glorious death I've ever seen. I killed the thug with the wine merchant.
Very brutals.
Yep.
But yeah, so yeah, that's a very easy request to fulfill. All of the Manticore parts as requested shall be available post-trial.
Totally fine. And then I just head back to the tavern and I sit down, and I am very thrilled that my traveling companions are willing to alleviate my being poor.
Indeed. Got some good friends. So
It
then,
was totally worth it buying the rooms earlier.
just to confirm, the party will be hanging out here at the Triton's Respite until nightfall.
That is my plan.
Yeah.
I think it makes the most sense.
Well, alrighty then. The crowd will start to shuffle in as the sun is going down. I will need a performance check from Avra to see how well she impresses. Also, too,
Oh,
Armin and Avra will recognize a couple people coming in.
Hold
Your
on.
performance,
Oh.
you rolled
They were
a
gonna-
4.
No, I don't think she rolled with advantage because
Yeah,
Ariana mentioned it.
before you roll, I'm gonna cast
oh, okay.
ability enhance.
So I'll roll again for advantage. Oh, I'm so good. I'm so good. I am.
Another
People
dragon ate the
cry when they
dice.
hear me.
Wow.
That's
This
a
is going
20.
to
That's a
be
straight up 20.
the best performance that has ever happened at this location. Can
Within
you,
this century.
so for the tips that you're going to earn from the patrons this evening, I'm just going to wrap that up instead of piecemealing it. You roll for me 2d100, and that will be your total. Minimum of 20. There you go. That's how many gold pieces you earn in tips.
Man,
Sweet
yeah,
Jesus.
y'all really need to.
It is
I'm
a
like
lot. Your
funding
music
this
brings
whole
people
expedition.
off the streets to see what's going on, and they will join in the revelry. Galactus is kept very busy, but you can tell he's enjoying it. Not only the tunes and the performance, but the upkeep and business. Also, you will see the crew of the Sea Serpent arrive a little bit later in the evening. Ari and Wynn will be familiar. Armin and Aver, old friends. Kithian, this is the first time seeing these individuals. So here is their dedicated happy page.
Yeah, we'll split the gold. 20.
No, I'm just happy that she got 176 of the 300 gold she donated to us back
Yeah.
Right.
in an evening. Because that's over half back.
So the Sea Serpent is a ship that the crew used to investigate disappearance of sailors. They met a living turtle island. They met Ari and Wynn and their monkeys. They met sea sirens out there.
The money's not for me, it's for the guild. I need money for stuff for the guild.
Yeah, she gave you 100 gold.
There's
did.
more.
How much do you need?
All of
How,
it.
how much was the map?
You don't know. You haven't gone out
Yeah,
to
they told
get
me
a
how much
cartographer yet.
it was. Yeah, they told me how much. Yeah, I did. You told me how much it was going to be, but I forgot.
Oh, did we? I apologize. That totally has slipped my mind. Specifically, were you were just getting like more detailed kind of regional maps? Like
Yes.
Data Harbor and the surrounding area?
I showed you on the map where I draw the line by the mountain.
So there is a line. So you're wanting everything below the mountains? You're wanting like Miletus and that bay as far south as Asphodel?
That'll be probably our working area.
Got it. So, like the Blood Tree, Asphodel, Neolantin, Miletus, Data Harbor.
Anything below the mountain.
I would assume this is the other border with the river right here.
So in my mind, and you guys don't be beholden to this because I don't want to tie your hands, but if I may, This green circle is what I envision being more your operating area, at least starting out, if Data Harbor is your home base, just because of long
That
travel
tracks.
times and all of that, which would go to the river on which Miletus is at, would take you up to the fork in the river before Akros, a little bit into the area of Lagona, from which Arianwin is from, at
Fine with
least
that.
initially. And that again is just based on Data Harbor being your base of operations if you're sourcing your supplies from there.
We always could get transport. That's not a problem. So
Oh yeah,
it's better to have a bigger area to work.
you've got effective hooves.
Plus, we could pay the captain to bring us places near the water.
Absolutely. Well, there's been talk about investing in your own boat.
Yep.
So I can count at least 5, if not, and there could be more than that, but kind of 5 major areas that there'd be maps for. I would say they probably charge 100 or 2 each, depending on the region.
Well, just on the size of the names, I think the 3 biggest areas are Akros, Miletus, and Setessa.
That I can confirm. Akros and Miletus are the 2 major city-states.
Also, I want to get kids to bring put the pamphlets out there because kids are like that. They like them. But I have to have a little money for them as well.
Right, but we can take on other jobs and earn that. She doesn't need to give over the money that she just earned tonight.
Well, I helped her with it, didn't I?
I don't know. It's between you two.
I will let you
Because
guys.
she also gave everybody
We have to invest some money into the guild because we're going to need stuff.
Sorry, how much was it again?
It's 200 for the map. And,
For each one, depending on which area it is, will be between 1 and 200. There are 5 major areas that would be zoomed in on, if you will.
and I need about 50 gold for the kids.
Wait, so 5 maps, 100 to 200 each.
Mm-hmm. So that's between 500 and 1,000 gold for the investment into maps, and then.
What about just 2 maps?
No, we're adventurers guild. We need maps of the areas, so if we need to go there.
We don't even have
jobs. The original
like, combined all of our money. We don't have 1,000.
Yeah, because we bought the lawyer, so I figured we would just go do jobs after I got off from this case, and then make that money back, and then invest that money into the guild.
Why don't we start with 2 maps, and then as we make more money, we can get more maps?
I mean, that sounds perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm saying, we just need to put money away for the guild.
No, I understand that, but this seems like a reasonable compromise for now.
We have to pay people at the guild. These new people we got.
Right, we're going to go do jobs, earn money, and pay them.
How can we earn money when we're doing a trial?
Trial's only it's supposed to start in a couple days.
I think we're trying to put the cart before the horse at the moment.
Yeah.
We need to focus on the trial. Once the trial's out of the way, we'll go do jobs ourselves. And then from that money, we will pay our subordinates. I don't understand. Is there a part of the process that doesn't make sense, or
I think it's just forward thinking, making sure that you'll have all of your ducks in a row so you can hit the ground running with the Adventurers Guild once the trial is done, as opposed
Right,
to
but I
like
don't see the point
dawdling and
to
stuff.
buying. I don't see the point buying a map today when the trial's not over yet.
That's not the only thing there is. We got stock food. We got
Right. This
equipment.
can
Mhm.
all wait until after the trial.
Yeah, then we're gonna run out of money.
We're not blowing through money right now. We had to hire the lawyer. I get that. We paid for the lawyer. That part's done. Until Josh says it's trial time and we do this, we're waiting just for a couple of hours. I don't feel that's dawdling to wait to find some sailors that might be good witnesses as opposed to bad witnesses like earlier for the trial. I don't feel we're dawdling here because we're only talking about a couple of hours of waiting, not weeks and days, and people are working for us without getting paid. It feels like the thoughts of forward thinking are trying to leap too far ahead to the moment of the issue. I agree we need to pay them. I agree we need to stock food. I agree we need to get supplies. I agree we need to get weapons. But it doesn't have to happen before tonight and our actual mission of finding witnesses.
I think it's also monthly cost for employees, and we've only officially like hired one technically that like today. We're still in the same day as last session, so
Hmm.
I don't even think we have to pay our employees for like a month or anything like that. So at least
Also
correct me if
true.
I'm wrong, Josh. I think that it's a monthly
Yep.
wage, right? Not like weekly.
Indeed.
Yeah, so I think that gives us some buffer time.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Doesn't
well,
hurt to consider those things in advance. I certainly understand the concern.
we also
All
got
in
to
good
get
time.
and we got 2 days. We got to do this trial. We're not getting any clients. We're not making any money.
Right. After the trial, we will have plenty of time to go get jobs or find out from Thales or other nobles, people who need help, go talk to them, get hired, and go do the work for them, and still get back in plenty of time before the end of 30 days and pay everybody and have money to put into the guild.
And I will have, by the time the trial ends, if you guys do invest in getting like a couple of maps sooner than later, I can have that ready with points of interest. If you wanted to go spelunking off on your own accord, couple options in that regard. So there will be
Yeah, if we
things
just
set up post trial and opportunities that I can promise.
Yeah, I
they'll
want,
just,
I want to get those pamphlets out as soon as possible.
they're only going to be
The city.
the pamphlets will also only be local to this city. They're not going to be. I'm not sending a kid to Miletus because he's
I
gonna.
know that. I know that.
It,
I'm
right.
talking
I'm just trying to clarify.
I know that. I'm
Oh,
not.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The pamphlets themselves, you might want to distribute after the outcome of the trial, only because of reputation concerns thereof.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to get those out so we can start getting clients.
Yeah, of
We don't
course.
advertise. We don't advertise. We're not going to get no business. That's what
I understand, but until the trial's over, I think it's pushing it too fast because the prosecution could use this against us if we do it too quickly.
Can't we just go to Thales for like jobs after the trial too, if we really like need
Sure.
to like find, ways to make some gold, as we start to advertise. Like in a pinch. I
Potentially.
think there's probably ways we could get pick up some jobs, maybe.
And I think the trial, if it goes my way, will absolutely,
Gain exposure.
yeah. I hate to say it, but it's going to be a thing people talk about. Like, wow, they actually found a corrupt guard and he killed him with justification and da 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 da. Like, they're upstanding people. We need to hire them to solve our problems.
I can promise that the trial will gain repute in town. I cannot promise. It depends on your actions moving forward now. Because so far, you've acquired for the defense, let me count, 1, 2, 0 testimonies on your behalf.
Yeah, let's get to back to that.
That's not counting Eutychios and Thales. I guess I should count the 2 there.
I haven't had a chance to talk to Galactus about this,
Wait,
but I was also going to
You have
see
not.
if Xenophon, the guard, Leda, the fig merchant lady.
yeah, the fig merchant lady. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, her name was Leda.
Fig
Oh,
merchant
it's late.
lady.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
You had some good interactions.
you absolutely have had good interaction. I have a whole list of positive interactions with people you could potentially help to call upon. I also have a list of people who will speak against you. As I said earlier, it's a matter of you guys, because I can't just hand that off to you unless somebody gets like an insight roll that's super awesome, but we can talk about that later. Or now.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
You guys
let's
are
get back to
drinking and eating together, enjoying the sweet tunes of Avra on her lute, jamming away. Leah and her crew have just shown up, and she greets Armin and Avra and Arianwin heartily. They're all curious about who Kithian is because he's hanging out and probably flexing in their direction.
I point out my new friends around when obviously they know her, but point out Kithian as well as a new person who came in as we were dealing with a bunch of smugglers who were coming into Data Harbor. I had to take care of the guard that was helping them in that thing. So the guard, Klykos, I am unfortunately up on murder charges. I don't suppose I could get any of you guys to talk at my trial in a couple days.
Captain Leah says, well, I don't know if I want to volunteer any of my crew members. They certainly like to keep to themselves, and it's hard enough to talk them into coming up this far into town to enjoy drinks and food away from the ship. But I suppose I could certainly make the trial itself and speak on your behalf. I know
I would absolutely
as I
appreciate
was
it.
captain of the ship, I certainly helped you to investigate the disappearance of sailors, and your actions led to an eventual agreement between the Sirens and the governing body here of Data Harbor. Without your involvement, there'd be a lot of families without fathers right now.
I'd appreciate
More
that.
orphans.
You know, Lord Thales of the city and Eudicleos, who is often, I hear, told to be described as Eudicleos the Wealthy, are the 2 backers for our Adventurers Guild we're doing here. And they're also the ones who sponsored my release so that way I could build a defense for myself.
Is it true they're putting together some kind of competitive games qualifier thing?
Yes, it's getting done here. Incidentally, so let me tell you the story. How much are out of character? How much are drinks here?
Free because Avra's awesome.
Oh no, for the ship. If I was gonna like, hey, let me buy you around, tell you everything that's going on.
Because Avra is awesome.
Okay, got it. Cool.
Yeah, she got a natural 20. Dude, so Galactus is having the most profitable night since he has opened this business. And it is because of her.
Okay, so I'll just mention.
Yeah.
I'll just mention like if I can get a couple drinks for this table.
Yeah, anybody at your table is drinking for free.
And like, sit down, join us for the night. So here's the spiel, and then he lays out the thing with Alekios, the Manticore stuff, and then coming back, and then he will absolutely play up the I used Alekios to kill one of the thugs that he hired to try to murder us all. And then the guard that we turned in for the smuggling ring because he was the one helping Jason's crew, and she might know Jason by reputation. Helping Jason's crew do smuggling in the Data Harbor, that was let off scot-free and then starts threatening me and my folks, and I just couldn't handle it, and I popped his head.
She is pretty serious in hearing the recounting of your tale because she understands the gravity of a murder charge and the trial that is pending. Phelon and Xanthos are greatly enjoying every point when you talk about, particularly, they will laugh and grasp hands and share a toast with you for the beating of a dude with another dude. Phelon the bosun and Xanthos the deckhand, respectively, are the Leonin and Minotaur that serve above the sea serpent. Serve aboard, rather.
Yeah, so I would think those two are just like, oh, I wish I had been there to see that. Damn it. But that's the reason I'm asking for help. And we're hoping to find some dock workers here tonight who might know a thing about Jason's crew and their dealings with Glykos, so that we can find some people who could testify as well. I don't suppose you might know somebody who knows somebody?
She says, myself and my crew members are pretty friendly with most of the workers. I would say we might have an easier time investigating that for you than you might have, simply because as much as your efforts have bettered the greater populace, you still might be seen as outsiders. And with all due
That's fair.
respect, I know you to be quite friendly, amicable, but if you approach somebody badgering with questions, they're going to clam up rather than be open.
We would appreciate it if you did.
I've tried to be a
Does,
statue during most of those questions, and most people don't realize it. And then, unfortunately, I breathe, and they're like, "Why is the statue breathing?"
how many days do you have before your trial?
I think it's 2 more.
Yeah, 2 days.
2 more sunsets. Very well. If you can give us the time and space over the course of tomorrow afternoon and evening, we can kind of spread about, see what we can come up with for you.
Sure thing. The person you're going to order. Oh man, this has been the greatest Nick send I've ever heard, aside from Avra's music, because we all know what that is. Nothing short of a miracle. But Ekatos, the Silver Tongue, the orator, he is the person doing my defense. Akitos. Damn it, thought I had it. Akitos, the Silver Tongue. Maybe you've heard of him.
She says, "No, I stay out of the noble quarters."
That's fine. But he's the one who's been doing
Commerce
our
District.
defense. So if you wanted to share anything with him, that's the person. If you wanted to not do it subtly, you could pass any information along to him, and he'll know.
She raises an eyebrow. Where can I meet you instead? Should we plan to meet back here, or?
Totally. Hold on.
Are you still staying at the inn in the residential quarters?
No. If you go out right back to the docks, look across. Do you remember that one rampart that just goes up from the docks straight up to a kind of a peach house with the white columns?
I'm familiar.
That's ours. Thales got it for us. That's where the Nix Watch, the Adventurers Guild, was going to be.
Oh, well, how quaint.
So, if you want to meet us there, because we have rooms to stay there.
And if you ever need our services, we'd be obliged to do that.
Absolutely. Favor for
but
a
of
favor.
course. I certainly know you to be trustworthy and capable. That, of course, is why I'm willing to testify on your behalf.
Thank you so much. I would bow deeper, but I'm worried I'm gonna stab. And he'll point at one of the other people at the table, like I don't want to horn that person and make it seem like, well, he doesn't know what to hold his liquor. Weak Minotaur, no. So know that you have my utmost respect and thanks for this, and you may call on me for a favor at some time in the future, and I will be happy to fulfill it.
There comes a point in all interactions where, after some back and forth, you stop keeping score.
That's fair.
Seems like this might turn into one of those. I mean,
Okay.
if I can count on you to commission us for any seafaring tasks you may need. And she kind of looks over her drink like, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
So that's something we will need in the future.
You're not wrong. I like where this is going.
Is there anyone in the party who is not partaking in adult beverages?
Nope.
Unless Avra says no, because Armin will walk beverages over to Avra so that she can wet her whistle and not get tried.
Yeah, no, Avra's drinking.
Yeah,
Well,
Kithian is not coming back.
okay. In that case, then, everybody's definitely going to be having a pretty good time. Since you are all pretty seasoned, I won't make you do a constitution check or anything. You can hold your liquor and know your limits pretty well. But the rest of the evening is going to pass pretty simply. General sharing of tales. Um, the crowd is going to join in when they recognize a tune being played, singing kind of karaoke style, but together, like sea shanties, if you will. Avra, is there anything specific that you would be singing, performing? I guess I shouldn't say that you're singing if you're just looting.
She would be like, I don't know if she'd be singing, but like she'd be like telling tales.
Very interesting. So in between like hearty jams, you're putting in like dramatic storytelling with a musical accompaniment.
Yeah, she is like college of lore. So.
Indeed, yeah. That definitely makes sense. Are there a couple of favorite tales that you would regale?
What about one that involves a minotaur in a dress? That's
I
a
was
fun one.
so hoping you would say that. Oh, thank you so much. That is going to get the crowd going. That's almost like the perfect way to close your set. Puts everybody in a good mood as things are starting to wind down. Well, the night will carry on with good times. Everybody will be a little bit more ingratiated with each other. The crew of the Sea Serpent getting to know Kithian since they hadn't known him before.
Or are they like talking right now?
In general, like not specific dialogue, they're just that getting to know you chat because you're new to the group that they're familiar with. They know Arian Wynn and Avra and Armin, of course. They know the
Right.
A's,
Okay.
the AAA. They are not familiar with you.
Yeah, so Kithian's kind of just gonna go into his backstory a little bit. I mean, he's kind of he's not intoxicated, but he's definitely buzzed to the point where he's probably gonna overshare.
Okay.
So
And that might even
he's
be
gonna,
stuff too
yeah.
that your current friends don't know, unless you're talking about like your relationship with a certain identity to be kept secret lady in town, etc.
Right, yeah. Lysandra the Swift would know all this stuff, of course, but no, so Kithian's gonna kind of relay in his buzzed state that he grew up on a farm kind of outside the Setessan woods. Um, it's a farm that was kind of used to produce grain for Setessa and kind of its neighboring settlements. And when he was pretty young, like maybe eight kind of years old, um, a band of centaurs, they were like the Furies Raiders, had kind of stormed onto their farm, in an outrage for some reason, and just started destroying their farm and robbing them of all they had. And the centaurs, they even killed his parents.
Oh no.
And so Kithian had to kind of run. He had to get away as fast as he could, and so he ran into um, the Nessian wood, and was almost killed by like a trying to think like a giant alligator or something, and that's when the roaming band of warriors from Setessa that was led by Lysandra the Swift at the time came in and saved him, and then brought him into Setessa, and she kind of kept an eye on him. It was kind of like a guardian angel kind of at times, and he always looked up to her. And at one point when he was of age, he had to kind of go on his rite of passage and kind of, just travel alongside, you know, like all of kind of Theros, just to kind of, gain life experiences before, as a man, in Setessan culture, he had to kind of find his place in their society, as it was kind of unconventional, for men to occupy Setessa. Like he had to kind of gain life experiences, kind of travel the world a little bit, find out what he wanted to do, and that's kind of when he is settled in the Amatrophon, just kind of guiding people to and from other parts of from all over, from like the Miletus area, even Data Harbor. Occasionally, he would guide people to and from. Um, yeah, and he got to know the land really well. So and he loved to travel. So kind of goes into that backstory a little bit.
All right. Can you please roll your perception?
Yes. Let's see. There we go.
You notice at the mention of the Centaur Furies that Alkipe, the centaur that is part of Leah's crew, gets a little bit quiet, casts her eyes down, looks a little bit shameful, and she recovers as your regaling of your story goes on. But you do happen to catch that struck a chord. Alkipe and Arianwin are the only centaurs in the bar right now.
Actually, Aryan Win, did what band of centaurs like were you born in?
I'm from Laguna.
Oh, that's right, it's the Lagana band. So they're kind of like the good,
Yeah,
they're
the
perceived as like the good band.
the
Um,
fairies are a little bit more tribalistic, feral, aggressive.
where you're gonna get more like raids and
Hmm.
kind of just banditry. Yeah. So what's the name of the Furies centaur again? I want to write that down.
Oh, she didn't identify or volunteer that she was
Oh,
part of them. It was
oh,
just at the mention of them, she looked a little bit downcast. That was
oh.
Alkipe.
Okay, okay.
She is
Um,
of the crew. Day Bao
all
Bao.
right. So
There are
Kithian
also
will.
two
Yeah.
profiles and character sheets for all of them. In the Friends and Allies folder, there's a subfolder called the Sea Serpent, and they are all listed there.
Ah.
I was part of a circle of druids, but they were all killed by this person named Theros. I'm still trying to find.
Hmm.
My parents were not murdered by like a villain, or there wasn't, unless you can call Lightning the bad guy in the story. I was away, just spending the night with a friend. You know, the way you do with kids sometimes at staying at the parents' house kind of thing. Um, Lightning hit the forge, and my parents were murdered in the fire. But uh, I didn't have any family, and no one was able to take in a Minotaur child, and so that's when the Watchers from the Winter Tower in Setessa took me in and trained me to be an athlete. Because one of the tenets of Perforos is that you should reforge yourself and make better tools and weapons, and some of them can be personal or your body. And so that's the reason I dedicate all my performances to them.
Yeah, our grove was attacked by shadows from the Underdark, and they destroyed our grove as
The
well as
embodiment of nightmares born from fear tectonics long buried beneath Elunara's serene facade.
They
That's
killed
so
a lot.
folks.
They killed a lot of. They killed a lot of my friends.
Anyone want to
We've
hear a
got
shanty?
sure.
Yes,
Okay.
Armin has a shanty to share after Kithian's backstory there.
So the shanty is honestly for the Star Trek game, but I think you guys will dig it nonetheless. Ready?
Interesting.
Go
That's
for it.
coming from a half Klingon, half Vulcan, by the way. Proceed.
Yep. Okay. I didn't come up with the shanty. I'm just singing the words that I have. I found the lyrics for it.
Well, good thing you
Once
have
was ship
the
put to the
engineer.
skies, and the name of the ship was the Enterprise. Her nacelles lit, her phasers armo blow, your red shirts blow. Soon may the flagship come, bring us Earl Grey tea and Orion rum. One day when the scanning is done, engage and boldly go. Not the weeks from Sector 1 when we were sacked by Romulans. Red alert was called. The captain said, torpedoes, make it so. Soon may the flagship come, thanks Earl Grey tea and Orion rum. One day when the scanning is done, engage and boldly go. For the whole would breach the hull, the shields were raised and power at full. Screen went dark, the Romulans gone when they engaged their cloak. Soon may the flagship come, bring us Earl Grey tea and Orion rum. One day when the scanning is done, engage and boldly go. Engage and boldly go.
While he was singing that, Erwin is going to entertain the people. She's going to turn into a mouse and start dancing while we do sing.
Turn into a what? Sorry.
A mouse.
Ah,
She's going to start dancing to his song.
adorable. Are you gonna dance like on his shoulder or in his palm or anything, or on the table? I'm not accusing you of being a table dancer. I'm just
On the table.
okay. Cool.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the best shanties I'd ever heard when it came to
That's
a
a
Star Trek
fantastic
shanty.
shanty.
So on the last cruise that we got to do they had an entire night where you were at the bar on the ship and people just sung shanty after shanty, and you'd be stunned at the number of shanties they have come up with for Star Trek. It was floored me.
Amazing.
And that was just one of the ones where someone who was on the ship had managed to post their lyrics online, and I'm like, I know I can find this shit.
Very appropriate.
So I
I'm a
hope it
fan.
didn't suck too bad.
No, but if you keep that up, people might think you're a planeswalker.
There you go.
What in the five hells is a nacelle?
Yeah, why is it lit?
And how ample are they? I just love Scotty's to get a hold of her ample nacelles. That's dirty, sir. That is dirty. I will not pardon the engineering parlance. Scotty.
Okay.
Anywho, I
So,
would like to. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna. Kithian was just gonna see if he could walk up to Alcape, tomato. I'm not sure the correct. It's not gonna stick for a little bit.
I was going with Alquipe.
Alquipe. Okay, Alquipe. I need to put the pronunciation in
Or would it be
parentheses in my notes.
Alcape?
Uh, Alquipe. I could see Alquipe,
I don't know if that's
but I was
proper
just gonna
Greek,
walk up
but
to
yeah.
her. I was just gonna walk up to her, after he noticed the look that she gave, and he's just say like I hope I didn't cast a downcast on your night with that story.
She says, "Oh no, it is a family shame.
A family shame.
I, uh, mine. We actually grew up in Skola Vale, but a couple of my cousins left the Vale. Last we heard, they had joined up with Fairies Raiders. It's rare that I hear them mentioned, but to know your tragedy just brings a little bit of guilt and shame, if indirectly."
Yeah. I try not to harbor grudges these days. Everyone's life is hard, but we all have choices. Some people just make the wrong ones.
And I can see that my fellow Aryan Win is welcomed in your company. I hadn't taken anything personally.
No, I've met some very friendly centaurs since my early childhood. I can't let one tragic experience dictate the way that I feel about an entire race. I just wouldn't find that right. I take the good with the bad in all of life.
An admirable perspective. And then she kind of looks up with a coy smile. Just how friendly were you with these centaurs? You don't have to answer that in game. We can leave that hanging.
And fade to black.
Meanwhile,
Let's just say
after
there were some curiosities that were satisfied.
Hello.
Goonch, well, she will look forward to further voyages as such. In the morning, everyone has a good, healthy little bit of headache and nausea that you'll need to fix with breakfast. But besides that, it was a good evening, and you feel a little bit accomplished.
It was a stroke of luck.
You've still got some time to ferret out testimony or evidence, but it appears that the situation with the docks, things related to the smuggling ring, have been passed over. The volunteering of Leah and her crew to look into that for you.
I think they would do a better job.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose we could go visit Leda, and the other person I had on my list was Xenophon.
Yeah, that would be good.
Real quick, did that overnight count as a long rest? Because I feel like after leveling up to 5, my HP still hasn't like reset to the. It still hasn't adjusted to the. And I'm wondering if it's because I don't know if I've ever clicked the long rest button since we've leveled up.
Oh, yeah, you definitely have had long rests plural since then.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that.
By all means, everyone will be fully restored and after breakfast refreshed. You can just feel the fun lingering in the morning, that's all.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
Armin has proposed speaking with a guard and a fig-selling lady.
Good idea. Where's the guard located?
The one I'm thinking of is on the docks. He's the one that handles, I think it was the day shift?
Okay.
That is when you had encountered him.
Oh gosh, you know those guys are supposed to be patrolling at night. That's what we should have done last night was go down to the docks to kind of stake out the patrols. Maybe we could do that
Right,
the next
tonight.
night we have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could do that tonight.
Okay. We can go back down to the docks and look for this guard.
Yeah, just ask where Xenophon's at.
Okay.
And whom will you be asking?
Well, since I don't have to worry about running into Klykos again, because I took care of that problem, rando guards we find on the docks?
There are a couple who will curtly answer that he was last seen at the dockmaster's office.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I head in that direction.
So you will remember Lysander of Miletus, as he is the one whom you had dealt with before. He, as you've encountered him previously, has a line of people who are seeking his business, stamping approval on trade agreements, etc.
Yeah,
You
I'm
will,
not trying to really get into his line to screw up his day or anything. Just see if I can maybe see Xenophon and wave at him.
you do. He is present. It looks like he is on duty here today, looking over the harbor master's office.
I wave at him and see if I can catch his attention.
He gives a nod. You stand out in the crowd, and he is actively surveying the crowd, so you very quickly make eye contact.
I kind of gesture like, can you come over here? And, I kind of mouth out words, and I'm not trying to yell over the crowd like, hey, buddy!
He will approach, give you a soldier's salute.
I bow without trying to gore him with a horn or something.
Alvin,
I
was
hope
it?
your day's going. Armin, but that's okay.
Armin, sorry.
No, you're fine. If the worst thing that happens to me in a given day is someone says Alvin, I think I'm doing okay.
Simon and Theodore nowhere to be seen.
Yes, well, they one of them had a bad, chipmunk, or sorry, chestnut habit, and no one ever talks about him anymore. It didn't go well. The other one's in rehab. Going to hell. I'm sure you've heard at some point in the last couple days of the incident involving Klykos.
Ah, yes. Word has made its way around. And then you see recognition on his face. Oh, oh. Unspoken, you see some puzzle pieces click into place for him as he looks at you a little bit, head tilted. So you're involved in that, then, are you?
Yeah. He threatened my companions and myself. And after having just been in a fight with the thugs that the wine merchant from Miletus had trying to kill us, I was less than ready to deal with another threat to my companions and myself. And I ended him.
And the manticore.
That too. He did send us up to get murdered by a manticore. We did kill the manticore and drag it back to town, so I'm sure you've heard about the manticore story too.
Cletus tried to kill you with minotaurs?
Well, the his name was Alekios?
Yes.
He was a merchant from Miletus who was trying to get the games screwed up here so that they would be held in Melanthantheos, the city he's from. So the qualifier games wouldn't happen in Data Harbor, but they'd happen there. And when we tried to confront him at it, he said, "Hey, go meet us out at this tower, and we'll talk about it then because people are watching me." I'm like, "All right, fine, no problem. We can do that. Maybe we can figure out who's bothering you and make him stop." But when we got to the tower, we were attacked by not one, but two manticores. One we chased off, and the other one we killed. The Minotaurs, you know the Minotaur blacksmiths, the pair that work over, and he kind of gestures over at the trade district. I imagine there's not like a lot of them, so.
Because, of course, fine work they do.
Yep, they're the ones taking care of the manticore for us right now, taking it apart and, bones, meat, making some items out of it, a couple of daggers. It'll be sweet. But so what the problem was is like after that fight, and I had the manticore still on a cart from taking it back into town that we'd fashioned. Then we go back to confront the merchant. The merchant calls out that he's being threatened, and then a bunch of people jump out. And you probably heard the story of a couple days ago where there was a scuffle with some thugs. There was about 3 of them, and they had scimitars and daggers and stuff. They were the people that were helping deal with anyone who managed to survive the manticore. And after we dealt with them, and you probably heard the story of the wine merchant being used to beat one of the thugs to death. That was me specifically. Now, I didn't murder the wine merchant. I dropped him to the side. I managed to kill the thug with the wine merchant. But after that, and then having the first guard I go to see to try to get help be the person that we turned into the guard for working with Jason's crew out on the street again like nothing had happened to him.
Can you please roll for me your insight?
Sure thing. Well, it's not a bad skill. It's just not one that I have proficiency in. Okay. Is that plus D4 a leveled spell for you or a cantrip?
What, the bless?
It's a cantrip.
I
Or the
can also
guidance?
use Bardic
Yeah.
Inspiration.
I'll take it.
Oh, you mean enhanced ability? I can test.
I'll take anything.
Okay.
What
Let's roll one.
ability? Well, what
You can
ability?
take a D4 for sure.
Oh, wisdom.
All right.
All right, cool.
So it sounds like everybody is contributing to you here. So that's a D4,
So
a
I'll-
D6, and advantage, if I'm keeping score correctly,
So far,
all things considered. Oh
we
no!
lost. He'll probably be back in a second. That was probably just on something really unfortunate for
Hopefully.
Kithian.
Hey,
Yay!
welcome back. Temper tantrum
I
is
have
over.
no idea what happened there, but I'm good now.
All right, so and now let's roll.
Noise.
D4.
You already
Nope,
have.
that's an E.
Oh, that's for, you're getting your D4 and your D6. Continue, sorry.
Yep. God damn it, type the rake. I feel like I shouldn't yell at myself whenever I occasionally type the wrong letter because my entire keyboard is written in Klingon.
I
know
think
I
it's
shared those
funny
pictures.
that when people type it in, when the dice roll button is just a couple clicks away.
Yeah,
It always tickles me, but I know everybody has their preference.
because then I can just go back real quick with the up arrow, change the 4 to a 6, and then. So 27.
Wow. Okay. So this then, that's an awesome roll. I was only going to let you kind of see something now, but so when you had first approached him, he was amicable, friendly. He recognized you from a previous encounter in which you guys were, had been working together, shored up some stuff. As soon as you revealed that you were attached to Kletos and his situation, his demeanor shifted a little bit. He got a little bit more serious faced. And as you have gone on, you can tell that he is becoming a little bit more uncomfortable and is a little bit stiff. He has crossed his arms and he's kind of glowering up at you. And once you've essentially regaled your perspective, kind of cocks his head and he says, you know, amongst the guards, the tale's a little bit different.
Sure, what's the tale?
Well, the thing is, Kletos was found to be not guilty of any wrongdoing. No evidence had been presented in his involvement with any smuggling rings or anything. So he was not punished. There was nothing to be reprimanded, as was found by the dockmaster and those of us who participated in the inquiry. And he was on his normal patrol. From what the guards are telling to each other, essentially he showed up on a scene to assist in some kind of skirmish or disagreement and was accosted and threatened and killed on sight. And then the perpetrator turned themselves in casually as if they had done nothing wrong and were eager to be seen in a positive light for the whole incident. I wasn't very close with Kletos, but I know that he took his duties seriously. He didn't have any enemies among our workforce. We don't particularly take very kindly to one of ours being in peril. We share quite a bit in the duties that we perform. And, well, I can tell you, it's going to be very difficult for you to find an ally among our ranks. I would almost encourage you not to broadcast, for your own well-being, not broadcast to the guards your participation in that event. There have been
That's fair.
whispers even of retribution. Now, of course, I serve honorably. I have quashed that amongst my own men that serve under me, but there are others who may be more impulsive, more emotional, should you
People in the
reveal
night
your
shift.
identity. Indeed, those who served closer to him feel the loss more.
That's
Out
fair.
of game, this is parallel to a cop killing, so they're going to very much be looking out for and protecting their own. Guilt
No,
is
I get
less
it.
of a concern, but you're starting to hear like his reputation amongst the guards wasn't negative, and they're not happy about the whole thing. Anyway, awesome insight roll. Sorry to kind of blab on a lot there, but
No, it's fine.
you really are kind of taking it in. You can just see his demeanor change, and the way he becomes stiff and crosses his arms, you can tell he's kind of subconsciously rejecting, closing himself off against your telling of it because he has a preconceived notion.
Then
And
all I
like,
would ask you to do is whoever wishes to show up in 2 days at the forum, show up. They're welcome to tell their side of the tale, and let the results be as they may. But we're also finding out that he worked with Jason's crew, and we'll be bringing evidence to help shed light on that issue as well. But I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
says, well, I believe in everybody getting a fair shake. I will reserve judgment until then. You have conducted yourself pretty well with me, although putting the pieces together, If it was one of your group who had scrawled that message on the wall, that isn't going to help your case either. Whispers are that it was a little bit excessive in how those smugglers were brought to justice.
If it was all of those smugglers versus 3 people, what would you have done?
My duty. I'd have broken up the skirmish, brought in.
By yourself? By yourself or 3 people? Because that's what we had on our side.
Oh, well, you asked what I would have done, and I would have had my men with me, and we would have brought peace to the situation.
Yeah, if you were only 3 guards facing off against all of those smugglers, only 3, you couldn't call for backup because there was none coming, what would you have done?
Defended ourselves, of course.
And we did.
I can only advise that you make that clear at your trial.
Appreciate the insight.
Yeah, we understand when a guard is killed, sometimes everyone gets tunnel vision because of a guard being killed. It's just a normal thing.
Well, it should never be a normal thing.
Well, a guard killing 2 guards, all they see is there was a guard killed. That's all they see.
Yeah, so the people in the message and everything that was scrawled was the fact that there was a couple of us and a horde of smugglers, and we dealt with them and survived. And I'll make it that very clear. And then we found out where their hideout was, and we took care of the rest of them. And Klikos was there. We turned him in.
Well, I hope that you can be found innocent, but
if not, then I'll deal
be
with those
prepared.
consequences as they see fit.
Even in the best of those circumstances, your reputation with the guards may be tarnished for some time. They may not agree with the outcome, regardless.
They're welcome to challenge me if they feel different about it, or frosty, I think is the term.
Well, I can promise that me and my men will simply allow for justice to find its way, as it always does.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time. I hope you have a better day.
He gives you a nod.
I guess we go to the Fig Lady, and that'll be the last person I can think of that I had a positive interaction with.
Yep.
What about the Temple of Heliod?
Oh, we should go see them too, because we turned over the child.
Yeah.
That's
a
a good
character
one.
witness.
There you go. Let's go. We'll do that first. We'll get the Fig Lady next.
Would like to point out that there is a Friends and Allies folder underneath the Party Scrolls folder, a little subfolder called Friends and Allies.
I don't think 2 of those, if I'm remembering one of these people correctly, because I'm just trying to. Yeah, Belanta is not even in town. Because both Belanta and where is her other? Is it Krinios was the other girl?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they bailed town like right after we took care of the hag.
I mean, we could go see Lysandra, but I have my doubts that she's going to want to get involved, personally.
Oh no,
with
after
this.
we asked her to just leave retirement and become a public figure again? No, let's not. That seems like a bad thing. She's only known me for what? An evening?
Maybe she knows somebody. Maybe she would at least be able to give some decent advice.
If I can offer some clarification, Duolos definitely wanted to go back to the Vale to be with his family because he was held kind of under sway by the Hague. I can't confirm or deny that Belanta and Krinos have left or gotten far away from Data Harbor just yet. They were not
Okay, because
as inclined to leave the city as Duolis was.
that is absolutely the impression. I think if you ask Tofu and myself, that's what we had the impression of. But yeah, I can ask Galactus if they've seen Belanta or Krinos. I know it was Belanta we saved from the hag, and it was Krinos we were helping deduce that.
Yes, indeed.
Um,
Avra was there too. What do you
that is
remember,
true.
Miss Avra? She just, I don't know if it was just, that's not fair, but Avra, your mic is muted. I don't know if that's on purpose or not.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Fine.
Well, we've all done it.
We all do it, yep, on the regular. All good.
Sorry, I asked to repeat the question.
So as regards to, what do you remember of the fate and the intentions of Belanta and Krinos after you guys dealt with the hag? Because Duolis definitely wanted to get back to his family at Skola Vale. I don't remember giving an impression that Belanta and Krinos wanted to just GTFO Data Harbor, but I could be wrong in that because my memory is far from perfect.
Are those the women?
Yes.
Yeah, the ones we helped. One was being chained up.
I don't remember them wanting to get out of Dare Harbor, but I don't think they wanted to be involved in like the other stuff we were doing. Like,
And maybe I'm
didn't
remembering it wrong. It's
Like,
fine.
they're
but I mean that was
content.
also a while ago.
It definitely was a while ago.
I could absolutely be blending Duolos and Belanta and Krinos together as kind of like a group thing, like GTFO, no hag for us, bye.
Like I don't think that they wanted anything to do with our adventuring, but like I don't remember them wanting to leave.
Yeah, I could be confusing this issue. I'm getting older.
Well, that's fair.
But
Anyway,
I suppose I could put in a word with Galactus, like, hey, if you see Belanta or Krinos, could you let them know we'd like to talk to them?
you absolutely could.
I will leave that message with Galactus as our travels take us across the city and stuff. And I'll point out to Galactus where we're staying if they can find us there at night, or we can check in here later in the day and just see if they showed up.
Certainly.
Also, I stand out, so if you find a Minotaur in town, it might be me.
There are a few of you here and there.
Yeah. There's a lot less of us comparatively to, say, humans, or, I don't know, 6 foot or under people.
And among them, there are fewer who are the gray shade that you are.
Yep.
All right, so as we are kind of reaching a point of transition and close here, your intentions are to leave the message with Galactus. You also wanted to visit the Fig Lady.
And the Temple of Heliod.
He mentioned the temple, and I think the temple should go before the Fig Lady.
Okay.
And if anybody's going to approach Lysandra about anything, I think Kithian should do that, like, on one of the evenings by himself. So that way it's not like a large crowd of people showing up at her door. Because she's looking for low-profile stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the one that's wanted for, or well, you know, is set to undergo a trial for murder right now. Like, that would definitely draw attention.
Yeah, and for her too, like, since you haven't interacted with her but the once, I don't know that she would necessarily have a lot to offer in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we had a dinner together. That's it. And it was more of a, hey, we brought your friend back. Yay, hi, we've been here for an hour. All right, bye. You know.
Yeah, as soon as she recognized Kithian, like, everything kind of shifted, and it was really a focus on that reunion. For her, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good just putting that on hold then. Like, if it's not really going to yield any fruit in terms of,
I don't
contributing
think
to the
that one
case.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah, free insight wise, she'll definitely be somebody who will come in handy once you move past the trial and you're able to start working
Yeah.
on the games preparation. Not so much
Right.
beforehand.
Yeah.
I do
figured.
want to give everyone a free capital I inspiration. I don't think I did. I really loved everybody's interactions and actions at the bar performances, especially turning into a mouse and dancing. Like, that was awesome. I didn't see that. But yes, just a little piece of candy to chew on,
Cool.
because that was a great all around interaction.
Super cool.
All right. Well, hopefully, next session we'll be able to expedite things along. I don't want to linger and make this like a Law and Order mini series or anything. So hopefully, we'll be able to kick into that and get the trial settled out with our next session. We've got a couple of potential witnesses, character witnesses, to talk to. Crew of the Sea Serpent working in your favor. See if they can suss out anything at the docks themselves. Couple of good leads, couple of good possibilities.
Yep.
With Armin's fate hanging in the balance, I'm very curious to see how that will all be concluded. And then,
Oh, it's going to come down to barrels, I'm sure.
oh, indeed. And then thereafter, there will be the games and the grand opening of the Knicks Watch. I look forward to all those things.
Now, during the games, I'm going to ask permission if we could put posters up of the adventures.
That would be a perfect time for advertising, because the public is going to be out and about, people of all walks of life. Like, that is something that all social classes enjoy on every level. So yeah, definitely a good way, perfect way to get word out. You'll
Yeah,
definitely have
provided I
time
don't
to get
go
those
to jail,
flyers done by then.
I'll be happy to go post some myself.
Right.
Oh, we should get permission from whoever from Los Angeles. Who's what's the word for it? Who's in charge of the games?
It's kind of a joint effort of the town nobility. Thales has been a prime contributor, and Eutychios, you guys had convinced, by way of ending that smuggling ring, was kind of the major thing. Eutychios is a major sponsor, and others are going to follow. Like, when a couple of nobles, especially a very wealthy one, get involved, they'll bring more eyes and contributions. Birds of a feather,
So,
kind of a thing.
so AKOs would be the one to get permission to put the posters up.
Um, if you ask permission, you're giving someone the power to tell you no. There is no law against putting up posters and flyers in town.
Oh, there
Now,
isn't?
if you
Oh.
put it on the side of somebody's house, they personally might object. Or like if you went to the Minotaur's place and put it outside their building, they might be like, "Hey, what the hell is this? What are you doing there, bud?" But so individuals, you might want to get permission from, but just to post stuff like in public and the market and stuff, there's no law against that. You wouldn't necessarily need permission to do that.
All right. Cool.
You know.
All right, so
Well,
that's about it.
it's been fun.
Indeed. Are there any questions or things I should add to my notes in regards to anything special to get prepared for anything upcoming?
Nope, I'm looking forward to our band arc.
I am too. If one does not have a musical proficiency picked out, I think there's a guitar player and a drummer spoken for.
So have you decided if you'll let me switch those beats?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let me very quickly go over what you have here because that is definitely something you do have. As far as that goes, you did want to get into acquiring insight and handling through the skills, and then a proficiency in the alchemy kit would be helpful. So I would let you trade for the proficiency in the alchemy kit. I would let you trade your uh, an existing proficiency. Like I haven't heard you mention shields once ever. If you wanted to trade like your shields proficiency, that could be an even across the board trade there. Looking at feats, you have the healer and charger, and so you wanted to trade healer for the skilled to get the those other proficiencies. Yeah, I think that's appropriate because again, to fit into your intent with the character being able to make those potions, like I don't feel like this is a new sudden epiphany kind of development like you've been harping on that for some time. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, just to fit the vision of the build.
All right, thanks.
Of
Because with that, he
course.
could pick the proficiency in healing, a proficiency in uh, the alchemy thing that you were talking about,
Yep.
and then still take yet another skill of some kind. Because skilled dope like that.
Yeah, I think he was looking at animal handling and insight.
Yeah, animal handling and insight.
Let's see. Yeah, the healer feat doesn't give proficiency, so that means you wouldn't lose your existing proficiency with medicine. You can still be a healing person, just wouldn't have the extra battle medic and the healing rerolls. So yeah, that's fair trade, I think.
All right, thanks.
Of course.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, you guys. I didn't know. I needed alchemism to make potions. So I had no idea. I thought herbalism was where I needed.
Having both
It's all
the
good.
proficiency with both of those kits makes you a one-stop person. That way you don't have to collaborate with somebody else.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
Yeah, but the only thing I can do is throw dice, and gamble money away.
and then go ask Avra for more.
I'm not that bad. Shush.
Alrighty then. Well, on that note, let us bid each other a fond farewell.
You're saying you got a gambler problem?
No, I can quit anytime. Anytime.
That's what
I
they are.
swear.
I swear, I can put the dice down anytime I want. I just don't want to.
I
don't
can
have a
stop
problem, you
any
have a
time,
problem.
says the person with the addiction to brake fluid.
Well, now in these times it's called bones. You can't put the bones down.
Well, I have a dead guard nearby. I can get plenty of bones.
I might keep that comment to yourself with pending trial and stuff. You never know who's listening, including
Yeah.
the gods.
Okay, everybody.
All right, have fun.
Have a good one.
All right. Have a great evening. Thank you all.
You as
See ya
well.
on the other side.
Take care.
Night.
Night.